braised lamb is wonderful. And it's something you can actually make it on Thursday and serve it on Friday, and sometimes it comes off even better. Who I am is Butch Milbrandt. What I do for a living is grow grapes, oversee the winery. The cooking part is a release. Be able to prepare a dish and people enjoy it. My second passion is aviation. My third passion is motorcycles.
Have you checked the oven? I can smell
I
your
need to check that. Excuse me. I always like braised meat over polenta. I like most anything over polenta, even maple syrup, Those two just go together. So then you need something on the side. I just thought ratatouille, because we have our own garden and we grow all this stuff, so it's easy for us to throw this kind of thing together. Braised lamb is kind of exotic because of the depth of flavor that you create with the mirepoix, with a good bottle of wine in there. Braised lamb is wonderful. Okay, so we got the shanks nice and brown. We got a good little glaze on them. And we're going to remove them to another pan because we're going to use this pan now with the brown bits in it to saute the vegetables. So you've got your carrots and onions, celery, garlic. Get that all added in there. You don't want to brown this part too much, so you want it to kind of sweat those brown bits, the fond, off of the bottom of the pan. And if you want, you can add a little salt and pepper at this point, just to give a little seasoning. This is sauteing. It's going to take a couple minutes. You might as well be enjoying yourself, so you could enjoy a little glass of wine. And in this case, we're going to use the estate Syrah from the Northridge Vineyard. This is a very enjoyable wine, kind of fruity in style. I really like lamb and Syrah, and I think this is going to be delicious. I can't wait to try this with the lamb. It's going to be great. We were making our estate Syrah a couple years ago, and our director of winemaking, Josh Maloney, said, these three different Syrahs I'm getting ready to blend together are so distinct, and I enjoy them so much just standalone as single vineyard wines, I would like to bottle each one separately. And now we have 3 estate Syrahs that are single vineyards. We have Northridge Vineyard, Clifton Hill Vineyard, and Catherine Leon Vineyard. The vegetables are starting to come down nicely. We're going to add the lamb shanks back to the pan. This is going to be a full pan. I'm going to need to nestle them down in there a little bit. The great thing about this dish, it requires a bottle of wine, so we're going to throw a bottle of Milbrandt Vineyards 2012 Cabernet Sauvignon in here. That's right, the entire bottle. Then also we just add a cup of water to that, about 3 bay leaves, and a dozen peppercorns. A little spice. A little additional flavor. This is ready. Now you bring that back up to a simmer till it's going pretty nicely, and then we'll just slip it into about a 325-degree oven for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Kind of check it with a fork, make sure it's getting done. And about halfway through it, about 45 minutes, you want to get in there and turn these shanks and make sure the ones on the bottom come to the top and the one on the top go to the bottom, so that they're all getting fully cooked. Okay, so the lamb shanks are out of the oven now. We'll see what we got in here. Oh, this is looking delicious. Look how brown those are. See how they've browned up? And you got to be really gentle with them or they'll just fall off the bone because you need that piece of bone in there for the presentation piece. So these will rest till about 15 minutes before we're going to go to the table, and then we'll run them back in the oven and warm them up. So now we need to reduce this. But first, we need to drain off the juice and throw away the vegetables. You can even press the juice out of these vegetables, it's fine. Get all the juice you can because that's where your flavor is going to be for this dish. So we'll put this pot on a high fire and put this cooking stock back into it. And then we want to reduce this by about half to really intensify the flavors there and thicken it a little bit before we serve it over the braised lamb shanks. So what we're going to do now is make a ratatouille, and this is going to go as a side dish. And there's lots of flavors in ratatouille. You got eggplant, red, yellow, and green peppers, zucchini, yellow squash, onions, garlic. First trick is, no trick to it really, you just slice this stuff about a ½ inch thick and then chunk it up. I think what you find when you're cooking, preparing dishes with a lot of vegetables in them, you want the vegetables to be of a similar size, so that they're all cooking pretty much at the same time, the same rate, and finish about the same time. You can see it's smoking hot. There, the oil's all gone. The eggplant has it. Okay, so this eggplant, it's got some nice color on it. You can see it's got some brown notes to it, so that's gonna be nice and flavorful. We'll put that in this bowl and add some more oil to this pan. Onions, peppers. Hey, there's some excitement. As a side, this would probably serve 10 or 12 people. It's a pretty large amount. We're gonna add the eggplant back to the pan. Let this continue to cook for about 15, 20 minutes until it all kind of breaks down and the flavors start coming together. So we'll let this cook a couple more minutes and then we'll add some tomatoes to it. You can use fresh Roma tomatoes or a can of diced tomatoes with its juice. We're gonna add some thyme to this, some basil, some parsley right at the end, some fresh flavors. So that's gonna make that delicious. Then we'll let it cook for another 10 minutes or so and see what we have. Okay, the braised lamb shanks are just eating temperature, about 140. I'm gonna slip them back in the oven for just a minute, just to warm back up a little bit, so that they're ready and serving. So when you do putting polenta in the boiling water, just go slow, stirring constantly. You don't want to create any lumps. So you want to be able to just kind of rein it in there and keep stirring it. So we'll turn this down to a simmer. Continue to stir it occasionally. It's starting to cook enough now you can smell that corn. It smells like fresh cornbread now. Some Parmesan cheese to it. Like a whole stick of butter. I'm gonna add this gradually, this milk. I don't wanna get this too thin. There. That is ready to go. We'll just turn the heat down low, keep it nice and warm. We'll be ready to plate up here in just a moment. Okay, so it's about time to plate this deliciousness up. The ratatouille is just finishing up and everything else is ready to go. So I think we'll take a little of this polenta, put it in this dish. You're not supposed to drip it over the side like that. Then we'll place a lamb shank, a little of the reduced sauce over the lamb, just to freshen it up a little bit. The fact that that ratatouille is swimming in that lamb reduction is not going to hurt it at all. And there you are, a nice little country dish that we could serve with some Syrah. You have to get everything on the fork at the same time, you know.